Let's take a look on trend. You can access trend data in several ways. One way is to simply select an object like this sensor, and then click on trend. Then it will directly show the trend data for that specific object. We can also just click on the trend button on top. Then we get a menu to the right where we can change some settings, like a time period, what trend view we would like to look at. Under tags, we have a list on all trend tags that are on the process page. We can select one or more of what data we would like to look at. Let's start to look at the outdoor temperature. Just mark it, and then click on Update. Then we get a graph with the outdoor temperature on the y-axis, and time indications on the x-axis. If you want to see exact measurement values, you can hover the mouse directly on the line at a trend point. Now, as this is just a demo project and not a real system, we don't have very accurate trend data, so keep that in mind. Let's go back to Trend Setup by selecting this button. Now we take a look on Live Trend View. Let's select another tag, as outdoor temperature doesn't change much value in real time. Let's select Exhaust Airflow, and then change Trend View to Trend Instant, and then Update. Now we see the live trend data for this tag. There is also another way how to activate the live trend. For example, let's say we are just looking at a normal trend view for the exhaust air flow like this, and you want to see the live trend. You can simply just toggle that by clicking on the live trend button here. Let's open Trend Setup and have a look on another trend view. We can take a look at average values, in this case daily average, and select the outdoor temperature and update. Then we have a bar graph, where each bar corresponds to the average temperature for that particular day. We can look at a different type of bar graph for consumption. Then we simply go back to Trend Setup and change Trend View to, for example, weekly usage. Now we don't have a good tag for consumption to demonstrate with, but here you see the consumption every week. Now we're going to check how much of the time something has been active. This is relevant to digital signals such as valves or how long a fan has been running. Let's select the run mode on this page, and then click on Trend. Now we have both operational status and fan level. We can unmark operational status by clicking on the tag here, but I will open the Trend Setup and unmark it here because I also want to change the trend view to daily active, meaning how many percentages of the day the fan is active. We can also look at how many hours the fan has been running in its lifetime. Let's go back to Trend Setup and change to yearly time active. Update. This shows that it has been running of total 177 hours in 2024. If this were an older and real installation, we would also see previous years in this view. Now I have gone through a few examples how to look trend data in WebPort, but there are also different ways to export data from WebPort. Easiest way is to just print a graph like this by just clicking on the print button that will generate a PDF file. You can also export all trend data in CSV format that can be opened in, for example, Excel. To do so, just simple open Trend Setup and click on the Export button. This will export the trend data of the tags you have selected.